Okay, good evening, everybody. This is Snow Dog again, back after a good while. And tonight's topic, you know what's going on in the news. It's been going on since last week. Sadly to say, the victims of the Las Vegas shooting. As I see it, and I've heard many things, news broadcasts, postings, and what have you, it appears that not only is this regarding just a shooting, a very, very horrific shooting that took the lives of 58, or give or take 59, and 500 plus injured. It appears now that there is more than one shooter involved. So, needless to say, there's a lot of talk, a lot of gossip, a lot of things going around that this is what's happening. But the government is hiding all this information. For what reasons, I'm not certain. It's sad to say that we have lost so many lives. It's pointless, senseless that you're out there having a great time with family or friends and you go out to an event just thinking about enjoying yourself. Innocent concert. Enjoy the music, enjoy the crowd, and then some idiot comes out and decides to take lives, and at the end, take his own life. We've lost many folks out there, sisters, brothers, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, what have you. It makes no sense. It's very sad, and I have to say that a lot of things that I've heard, different interviews, and I have a few of my own that I wish to share with you. It's just, again, it makes no sense. But let me get right on to it, and I'm going to go ahead and play one of the interviews that I have right now. Keep in mind, I have, I believe, about 3 right now, and this is going to be an ongoing thing, not only tonight. This is in the media on a day-to-day basis, and it's going to continue. So I have one with a woman who aided in transporting victims of the deadly Las Vegas shooting. She described the incident, and learning that her friend's 18-year-old daughter was in the hospital. So I'll play this first interview, and then I'll continue with more. Here we go.
And then we saw Jason run off stage, and then people all over on the floor, the grassy area in front of the stage, were just like, some were falling and some were screaming and yelling and running. And we were in this tower up on top, and it's like everyone said hit the floor. So everyone was just like literally laying on top of each other, trying to get out of the way. And the shots just kept coming. And so we were going down, and when we got down, there was a man that was shot right there. They were trying to take him out. He was all bloody and he was unconscious. And one of my friends was helping him out, and they got him out, and we ran, and everybody's hiding everywhere. I mean, they're hiding under the bleachers and the stanchions and anywhere they could, and everyone's telling us to run as fast as you can. My husband and I ran out toward our car, and there were people hiding underneath my car for cover. And there was a gentleman that was shot, and he said, "Can you help me?" And so I put him in my car, and I had like 6 people in my car, people with out shoes, running just to get away. And
no, you are so strong. And Christine, we talked about before you came on camera about how you just tried to scramble and help people as best as you could. Could you talk about, you had your vehicle, and you knew you had to get them help?
We had a gal that was with with this couple that the guy had been shot in the back, or in the backside, and I thought he was going to be okay, but he was bleeding, and so he wasn't as serious to shove him into the ambulance that was right there. So I took him in my car, and she said, "Can I drive?" Because she worked for Metro. And we got to the hospital so quick you wouldn't believe it. But anyway, she drove, and I went to Sunrise Hospital. Right. And my husband went in another car with another man that was unconscious to UMC. And I'm here right now because he's in there with my friend whose daughter is only 18 and she got shot.
And that is absolutely tragic, and we appreciate your bravery.
I'm just trying to get in the hospital.
And that is a struggle. So when you came here, you were trying to get into the people who you knew. What were you told, and why?
Oh, what was I told here? An officer said that they're just taking precaution. So, I mean, there are crazy people out there. Right? They shot into a crowd of 30,000 people in a concert. It's insane.
And as you reflect on this terrible event, what sticks out right now?
I want to be with my family. Thank you.
Well, I mean, words just can't express the drama of, wow. As you can see, she's very heartbroken. And this is just one of the survivors that spoke out, and countless people that just went through this traumatic moment. The next one I have is a gentleman. He just briefly describes everything detail for detail, and I have to say that it's chilling. It's very, very chilling, very scary. I cannot fathom the thought of ever being in a situation like that. But just goes to show you that we're not safe anywhere. Wow. Okay, so let me go on to the next one, and I'll be back.
Well, we were at center stage, right at the front, just dancing away, having a good time. Jason was playing, and all of a sudden we heard pop, 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 countless of times, and we all thought it was firecrackers. And then it kept on going, and then he quiet for a bit, and then he fired another 15, 20 rounds, and that's when we realized it was a fully automatic. Sounded like a high-powered rifle, so we just hit the ground and just laid there and hang on to each other. And it was quiet for a bit, and then fired another 30 rounds, and then quiet, and then what we were doing was every time he had stopped, he was reloading, we had gotten up and started making our way towards the fence, and then he started shooting again, and we'd hit the ground. And I must have heard him do it at least 15 times.
They started shooting. Everybody thought it was like fireworks or something at first, and then people just started dropping around us, and everybody tried to stay down, and every time like a group would get up to try to run away, they just start shooting again, and it just kept going on and on.
We knew there was chaos and mayhem because people were running out of everywhere, and the police were really unaware of where the ground person was. They were going this way, that way, there's SWAT everywhere. We were tucked away, about 12 of us, in a little, like a car park thing, and then it was like the SWAT came, they said, hands up, this way we're unarmed, we were ushered out this way.
I was sitting out here on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden there was I thought fireworks, and then I saw a window come out and glass shatter everywhere, and then 2 or 3 more windows came out, and then an open machine gun fire out that direction. You could see the blinds from the window kind of shooting out.
Did you see him shoot anyone?
I didn't see a person, but they were shooting towards the concert area, and I don't know if they looked to be going higher than that, not down, but that probably was 200, 300 rounds, and interspersed in between while maybe reloading or something, there was interior gunfire too.
When we were there, Jason Aldean was performing. He was like 10 minutes in, and we heard what we thought were fireworks, and it looked like smoke from Mandalay Bay, and then he kept performing, and then we heard it again, and they cut the music, and everyone said drop, and everyone dropped, and then everyone just got up, and they said run, and everyone started stampeding and charging and knocking over grills, jumping over fences, getting out. We ran past Tropicana. We tried to run into MGM, and then everyone ran out of MGM saying there was shooting, and we tried to run this way, and the same thing happened, and then we just hid in a bush for like an hour.
Where were you? Were you hiding?
No. Well, we were hiding because there was like just shots going everywhere.
Yeah.
And there was just dead people everywhere. It was horrible.
What's your name?
So It was very scary at the time, and then I got my wife up. As I got her up, two guys came running by that were carrying a girl or somebody that was all bloody, and it looked like they had been shot. And we kind of there were so many people running in so many directions, and it was so scary that my wife and I got separated.
The media just cut off right there, but I mean, poor guy. This other one, this is really, this gentleman, I consider him he's a hero. His name is Mike Cronk. Mike Cronk, his friend survived after being shot 3 times in the chest. You tell me, 3 shots in the chest by a high-powered rifle, that is incredible. God was definitely on his side, his guardian angel. Again, this gentleman right now, you listen to his story, and in detail, this gentleman deserves the highest award. I mean, he bent over backwards, took the shirt off his back, and just to help others, and especially his friends. So this is the 3rd interview I have for now, and of course this is going to continue, but I'll let you listen to this one, and I find it very interesting, yet to say that, considering the fact that what he saw and what he went through, he still had the guts and everything to defend, to help others. So this is Mike Cronk's story.
Matt, I believe you're there with Mike Cronk, who you were speaking with earlier.
That's right. Mike Cronk, we found him sitting actually right here on the curb, and he wasn't wearing a shirt because he had used it to stanch the blood of one of his friends, and he was sitting there with his head in his hands, and there's still blood on his hands. And he had been through one of the most harrowing experiences I've ever heard, and we just started talking to him. And Mike, maybe you can just tell me your story. I mean, where were you tonight?
We were at the Route 91 concert, and been there all day waiting for Jason Aldean, and it's real surreal, actually. You know, everybody's having a good time, and then all of a sudden you hear some popping going on, and I don't think anybody really understood what it was. And then my buddy, after a little bit of popping, my buddy's like, I got hit. So my buddy got shot 3 times, and then everybody knew there was a shooter. So everybody pretty much dove on top of each other, got down. It was a lot of chaos. People trampling each other and, you know, trying to get away, and it seemed like forever, you know, but we were just trying to take care of the people that are wounded. You know, there were a lot of people that were really selfless and actually stayed with people.
Just gonna hold it closer to you, Mike. Now you're an avid hunter, and so you recognized immediately that this was not just gunfire, but it was automatic gunfire. Yes. Coming in rapid bursts.
Yeah, it was very obvious. Whoever was shooting, it was a fully automatic, and they had to reload. So whether there's one person or two, but there was a break between clips being, you know, shot out.
Now you describe it rather casually, but you know, your best friend, you're here on your 48th birthday trip. You're a retired teacher, and you came with your best friend, and he took 3 bullets to the chest. As close as I am to you right now.
True. It was hard. You know, I saw him there, and I was like, I wasn't going to leave him, so we had to, you know, there was an EMT there. Somebody was an EMT. There was lots of, you know, awesome ex-military people that were trained, so we got him compressed, and that's, you know, kept compression on his chest. He actually put his finger in the hole, you know, so we, you know, don't move your finger, and we could keep the compression on, and probably stayed like that for at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes before we finally made a decision that we needed to get him over the fence so we get him under the stage, so at least we knew we were safe dealing with him.
And so you and 3 other guys had to physically haul him over a fence in order to get him under the stage. Yep. And to a protected area.
Yeah, we got him over and then slid him under the stage, and we were under there, and another awesome lady came over and helped compress, and so there's, you know, I am no hero, but there was tons of heroes out there there's a lot of heroes out there.
It's pretty astonishing to think that you guys were physically plugging his bullet wounds with your fingers.
Yeah, Rob, with my friend Rob, he had his finger in the hole. He's like, don't take it out. He's like, leave your finger there, we'll compress over the top of it. So we just had, you know, shirts and whatever we could, you know.
And then you couldn't get him out. There was no ambulance there because there was still an active shooting situation.
Correct.
And how did you manage to get him out?
Well, there was a couple. I want to say they're EMT, first responders, and we got him out from under the stage and ran him around the back, and we got him on a cart, and we drove around the side where there was a triage center, and one of the cops, we were going to throw him in his car, but then something happened where he had to go, and we ended up loading up a pickup truck, a civilian pickup truck with 4 wounded people to get him, but we got turned around.
4 wounded people in that pickup truck,
back of the truck,
as well as you guys.
Yes. Yeah, there was 1 person with each person, so 8 of us in the back of a pickup, and we got turned around, so we couldn't go, and then we ended up right back here on this street right where those cop cars are, and got him in an ambulance, and that's where one young man passed away, as we were carrying him out of the...
One of the guys you were with actually died.
It was somebody I did not know, but...
Somebody in the truck with you?
Yes, we had him in the ambulance, and we were loading him in the ambulance, and the guy said, let's set him down here, and so I set him down with myself, and the young man passed away.
He literally died in your arms?
He did. It's been a tough night.
For so many people here.
So many people died and are wounded. And it's very sad.
Sorry I had to experience that. It must just have been...
Me too. But I'm glad some people are safe, and it's a terrible tragedy. I mean, I don't know what other words you can use for it.
We got a piece of good news a few minutes ago, though. Your friend Rob, the one who was shot 3 times, including bullets to the chest, his daughter texted you.
Yep.
What'd she say?
He said, "Hey, Dad talked to us, said he's going to be okay." So it took a load off me, but still, so many other people. I mean, it could have been me. I was right next to my buddy. That could have been me that got shot. So, very thankful right now.
Did you actually hear the bullets hit? Did you hear?
You actually heard some of the bullets hit the fencing. Yeah, it's aluminum, and that's how that's pretty much how we kind of knew this was not firecrackers. And then my buddy got shot, obviously, but we did hear some hit the aluminum fencing.
I mean, you're incredibly strong. You're standing through this. You're an avid hunter. You've been in situations that are chaotic and maybe not similar to this, but difficult. But it's just impressive how you've withstood all of this.
I try to keep your head, and do what you can. I mean, like I said, there's tons of people that were true heroes tonight.
And George, we talked a lot about luck as well tonight, and Mike's girlfriend actually fell ill earlier today, and so she decided to stay in the hotel. Or she could have been along with you guys, too.
Yeah, she was. She actually came to the concert and left about an hour in. It was too hot, So I'm very thankful that she got sick, to be honest.
Well, a very brave individual, I have to say. Well, before I end this, I just want to share a few of the names of the victims, just a few. And starting out with Hannah Allers, Ahlers, 34 years old, out of Beaumont, California. She was the mother of 3 young children, and her husband of 17 years when she was killed during the shootout. Heather Alvarado, 35 years of age, out of Cedar City, Utah. Doreen Anderson, 49, Anchorage, Alaska. Carrie Barnett, 34 years old, out of Riverside, California. Jack Beaton, 54 years old, out of Bakersfield, California. Beaton was celebrating his 23rd wedding anniversary with his wife, Lori, when the gunfire started and took his life. Steve Berger, 44, out of Minnesota. Berger was celebrating his 44th birthday with a trip to Vegas when the shooting broke out. Candace Bowers, 40 years of age, out of Garden Grove, California. Bowers was a single mother of 3 who had just recently adopted her youngest child, a 2-year-old girl. Sandy Casey, 34 years of age, out of Redondo Beach, California. She was a teacher at Manhattan Beach Middle School. Started the class itself for the school, from my understanding, as they started their day Monday delivering the tragic news to their students. One of their own had died in the Las Vegas shooting. Andrea Castilla, 28 years of age, out of Huntington Beach, California. Andrea Castilla was holding hands with her sister when the bullets began to fly. Denise Cohen, 58 years of age, Carpinteria, California. Austin Davis, out of Riverside, 29 years of age. Davis was a pipe fitter with the UA Local 364 who had a bright future in the union, another union member had said, and his life was taken. Thomas Day Jr., 54 years of age, out of Corona, California. He was a country music fan, a lifelong Corona resident. He traveled every year to the Coachella Valley for the Country Music Festival Stagecoach with his 4 adult children. Cristiana Duarte, 22 years of age, so close, out of Torrance, California. 22-year-old was visiting Las Vegas with her parents, but went to the concert without them. Officials found her cell phone, they found her ID, but her family couldn't locate their daughter. 2 days later, they got the word that she was among those who died. Stacy Etchber, 50 years of age, Novato, California. Brian Frazier, 39 years of age, out of La Palma. Carrie Galvan, 31 years of age, out of Thousand Oaks, California. Dana Gardner, 52, out of Grand Terrace, California. And Angela Gomez, 20 years of age, out of Riverside, California. So many lives, so many names to go on, but I will continue on my next episode. Again, I'd like to say, may all these families rest in peace. Victims of the families, God be with you, and may God give you the strength to make it through this. I know it's not easy. I cannot picture myself being in a situation like this, but I have to say that, we will be there with them again. You, the families, will be with your loved ones who have passed one day, and it's just how life is. It's very unfair that someone else is out there to take out a life when it shouldn't be that way. But again, thank you for listening. This is DJ Snowdog, and I just want to thank you for taking the time and listening to a few of the interviews that I had to share this evening. And I'll be back on the air soon, in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow, and just to give you more highlights on this Las Vegas shooting and see what else develops. Again, thank you so much, and may you have a pleasant evening. Very pleasant, and God bless everyone. Good night.